What's going on, and welcome back to another less than 5 minute gear review. And in this video we're going to be going over the SOTEC, or Special Operations Technologies, Mission Go bag. Now this guy's going to run you roughly around 130 bucks, but it is definitely worth it. I can't tell you how many times vehicle ops wise I wish I would have had this to be able to throw extra equipment, a resupply of mags, both pistol, rifle, and all this special equipment that I've carried throughout the years, or mission essential equipment, administrative equipment, nav equipment. The list goes on all the way to like food and water. This thing would have been a lifesaver because I would have been able to consolidate my kit, pull stuff that I didn't want on my kit, and throw it in this bag and streamline everything so that way I was lighter on the ground and I could have had everything that I needed in this in a vehicle that I was working in and around. So with that, I would highly recommend this. There are some other options out there. The biggest one that I know of and that I actually have as well is the 511 4-banger. It is a geared alternative, but it is about half the size. So you're going to pay a little bit less, but you're also losing a lot of space. I would highly recommend this if you want more space to be able to carry more. So if you want to throw this in the back of your vehicle, if you're just a law-abiding citizen and you want your pistol, rifle, kit all in the back seat and something to isolate and contain all of the things that you need, then I would definitely recommend it. If you're law enforcement and SWAT out patrolling or responding to some sort of crisis, having this for extra kit is an awesome thing. And then if you're in the military, vehicle ops is one of the best things for this, as well as throw all this in kind of like a resupply bundle. You can throw that into big duffels, whatever, give that to air crews, and then they can resupply you in the event that you find yourself in a very bad situation. So with that, I'm going to go over this entire thing so that way you can look and see what's going on, and then talk about how I have set this up in the past, so that way you can kind of get an idea of what you can do with this. So with that, you have MOLLE on the front here. I've always thrown flashbang pouches, frag pouches, and then some smaller admin pouches on the front of this, just depended on the mission. But you have the opportunity or the ability to be able to throw small pouches on the front of this for special equipment or specific needs. You have a little bit of Velcro up top here. I would definitely or highly recommend that you put a name tape on this, especially if other guys are purchasing these. That way you don't have to worry about losing this or getting it mixed up. And then that way, specifically, if you have a specific role within the element that you're working with or with the people that you're working with, you can isolate your equipment, and that way you're not trying to find your bag versus everybody else's bag. So even though these do come in different colors and camo patterns, I would still recommend putting some name tapes or identifying markers on there. So the external zipper pouch that you do have quite a bit that you can do with this. For me, I've always ran nav equipment behind this little bit of Velcro that's in here, maps and GPSs and all of that, and then I would put some Velcro pouches on this to help organize and separate items that I wanted isolated right on here, so that way it was easy to access them. I could go straight into the bag, knew exactly where everything was. And then you can definitely throw smoke and a lot of other items in here. Civilian wise, Enola Gay smoke works really well, just throw that in there. And then any type of administrative data, any documents or anything that you may want to throw in here as well, I would isolate all of that stuff in this pocket up front. So with that, that's usually what I use the front side of all of this for. You do have some buckles throughout this entire system. I have honestly never really used them except for the buckles right here. There's some straps that I had configured and would wrap this around the back of a seat headrest, so that way this was just hanging off the back of the seat, and that way I could access everything that I needed while I was sitting in the back seat of a vehicle. So you do have this channel in the back though that has these pull-out kind of flat things. From what I remember, you can set this up and configure this for kind of a fanny pack configuration. I know there's some other things you can do with it. I honestly have never really done that. I've always tucked these in the back of this channel and just let them be, and I never really ever touched them. So I'm not going to speak a whole lot on that because I really don't know. For medics though, I do know some medics that use this pack for extra medical supplies, and they'll vacuum seal extra med kits and supplies that they need and put a bunch of that inside of this as a way to deal with medical supplies. I didn't want to forget talking about that because I do know a couple of guys that have done that, and they love this bag for that ability. When it comes to the large compartment or the primary compartment of this bag, you do have a lot that you can do with it. You have these 4 smaller pouches. I would always run mags in them, whether I ran 4 mags in one in each of these, or you can actually fit 2 mags in these plus pistol mags. I usually would run 2 rifle mags, pistol mags, 2 rifle mags, pistol mags, and then these ones up here I would run water and snacks as needed. And then any really large items I would throw in the primary compartment or primary pocket or opening, specifically MREs, and then any type of large mission essential equipment. And then if I wanted to isolate anything specific, there is another large compartment right here that you can just throw and drop right down in there and be good to go. So you have some options when it comes down to how you want to, or how you can configure this entire thing. So with that, I really don't have anything else. This thing is really awesome when it comes down to it. The only other comparable bag, I think, like I said, is the 511 bag, or the 511 4-banger bag. It's about half the size though, so you do lose that space and capacity, where this is going to be a lot larger, and you're going to have a lot more space to be able to carry everything that you need. So you do have some options with other products that are out there, but I would definitely highly recommend that you check out Special Operation Technologies Mission Go bag. It is worth the money, and I can't tell you how many times I wish I would have had this. So with that, if you have any questions, please feel free, leave a comment. We'll help you out in any way that we can. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.